guess whose stock just went up, Golden Boy?
Oh, sorry. I freaking had a mind fart there. Freaking hell. Big up. Hello, guys, and welcome back to another live stream, another show, another video. Welcome back to the channel. And T, I completely forgot to send you the link, bro. I'm gonna send it to you right now if you're free. Yeah, welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to another live stream, another show, another video on the channel. Today we're going to be doing the match reaction to the game yesterday against Wolves, where we won 2-1. We will be speaking about the goals, speaking about the players, speaking about... Listen, we conceded another goal yesterday. Conceded another goal to a stupid error made by Zinchenko. So we're going to get into that and much more. So, guys, firstly, you know what it is, man. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel. Make sure you're liking the video. Make sure you are staying tuned in for every single video that we got going out, every single live stream that we're doing on the channel, and make sure you're with us every step of the way. Now, let me bring on the guests. Before everything, let me bring them on. I have I'm gonna have three good Arsenal fans with me. Listen, they've been here before. They'll be here again. It's none other. We'll start off with my bro Ashraf in the building. How you doing, my bro?
Big up, Asad. Big up, everyone. What an amazing weekend. 4 out of the top 6 drop points. So, damn, yesterday's result doesn't look that bad anymore.
It doesn't. But still, there's work to do. There's still work to do. But this helps us a lot on the way to possibly winning this title. Which, listen, I still think we are going to win the title this year. I think we're really in contention to win this league title. So yeah, big ups to you, bro. Big ups to you. And let me bring on the next fan who is here with us as well. It's none other than Giuseppe with the Giuseppe pulling up. My brother, Italiano, mozzarella, spaghetti bolognese. Big up, Mr. Giuseppe in the building. Jeez.
Listen, I'm going to HR about that spaghetti.
You know what? That I can't lie. That is low-key racism, bro. That is low-key racism, bro. Let me check myself real quick.
It's all right, brother. We all love pasta and pizza, so that's all right.
Oh, bro.
I'm just gonna say thank you, Ash, for having an actual decent top on this stream. Unlike last time, you went from the worst away kit to the best away kit. But yeah, man, listen,
I love this one.
This weekend was great, almost perfect. Fulham almost done. I started to make this weekend perfect. I've just rushed back from Westfield. If any of you know what Westfield is, it's hell on earth.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, let's get into talking some football and chilling out a bit, man, and enjoying the vibes.
Oh, mate, you know what? What the frick have I just done? Oh, there we are. Yeah. No, he's back. He's back. My bad. Don't know what happened there, man. Don't know what happened. But we're gonna bring on the last guy to bring onto the channel. It's none other than T, back in the building, straight from the Netherlands, back again. Let's bring him on. Big up, man. T, how you doing, my bro?
Big up, everyone. Like the video, subscribe. Great weekend. Just a few results that I'm not really happy with, but overall it was a good weekend to look back to.
Oh mate, 100%, 100%. And you know what? I need to sort out my camera because my camera's moving crazy right now, man. But yeah, listen, let's get into the game. Let me go to Ashraf. Just give me an overview of the game for you, my bro. Give me an overview. What are your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, a game of very contradicting two halves. First half was amazing, electric, especially the first 25 minutes. We were creating chances, moving like the Arsenal of last season. It's like we carried on that Lens performance and we just brought it up to Wolves as well. Obviously that first goal, I like both goals are amazing. Like the hold up play from Gabriel Jesus, that amazing pass from Saka between two defenders to Tomiyasu, the intelligence to play that first time, because a lot of fullbacks sometimes don't have that ability to, like, quickly play it first time into that gap. They don't have the confidence. You see a lot of fullbacks sometimes control it and try to turn back, but Tomiyasu has been superb going forward as well this season. And then obviously, yes, a little fortune when the ball deflects on Dawson, but I also look at it as Saka's hustle to like continue making that run and continue trying to put his body there to get the ball, and obviously great finish with his weaker foot. The second goal was obviously a lot better. Like, started all the way from Saka on the right, the cross, Zinchenko with like brilliant play, which is crazy because up until that moment, you were thinking like, yo, Zinchenko's been on fire. Little did we know that some disaster class was going to come later. But again, brilliant goal. And the fact is, a lot of people are not giving credit. I've seen people give credit to Tomiyasu and Saka and Zinchenko and obviously Odegaard for the goals. Not a lot of people are giving credit to Jesus because he was involved in both. Like, again, the brilliant hold-up play for the first one, the through ball that he gave back to Zinchenko, the 1-2 he played with Zinchenko for Zinchenko to square to Odegaard. Incredible. And hey, look, that first-time finish of Odegaard is becoming like a trademark thing now. He's done it against United. He's done it against PSV, I think, in the first game. No, actually, no, PSV was not a finish, but he's done it again. I remember him. He's done it like 3 or 4 times where he just takes it first time and he's able to slot it down to the right corner or left. He did it against Chelsea twice last season when we beat them 3-1. So it's obviously great, like, for a lot of these guys to get back to form. For me, my man of the match, and I know we'll be discussing it in detail later, but just to give him big props, is Odegaard. Like, he's finally come back to Odegaard we saw last season, dropping deep, getting the ball from the defenders, trying to build up attacks. He gave like 3 or 4 incredible through balls yesterday. 2 of them should have been converted. One, I think, was to Trossard. I think that was offside, even though Trossard missed it anyways. The Nketiah one was freaking annoying as hell because I thought he had a lot more time. And then even the one to Jesus, I don't know if you guys remember it. He gave that through ball to Jesus, who ran from the left. He could have squared it to Declan Rice or finished it himself. I don't mind strikers going for a finish themselves, but if you're gonna go for your own finish, then you better score it. The guy shot it straight at the keeper. Like, the keeper didn't even have to dive right or left to get that save. Like, it was just annoying as hell. But yeah, look, incredible first half, and then second half, for whatever reason, you know what? I'm not even going to say second half, because second half we created chances. I think up until that mistake of Zinchenko, things were going well. I was happy with the 2-0. I thought, okay, maybe we can sneak in a third goal and make it an even more convincing victory. But for whatever reason, Zinchenko decided that his first 2 mistakes were not enough. I'm going to add a third mistake now, be even more complacent, and make the game a bit more interesting. And Cunha, who's been shit in front of goal this season, decided, nope, this time against Arsenal, I'm going to give a nice left foot top corner finish, right? And for whatever reason, we decided to make it blood pressure FC again towards the end. But luckily, we were able to see it out. So, yeah, overall, decent performance. And yeah, given the results today, I'm not going to lie to you, I was super upset yesterday with the way it ended. But after seeing the results today, I'm like, you know what? That's not so bad. Like, because our 2 main rivals struggled at home today. So, yeah, I'll take it.
No, 100%, 100%. Giuseppe?
Yeah, man. Listen, I echo a lot of what Ash said. Obviously, I think I actually rewatched the rest of the game after we conceded, because I just wanted to rewatch it, knowing we had won the game. And if I'll be honest, like, when you rewatch it, you realize, like, we conceded that goal, which was a stupid mistake, but then they didn't really have a chance to score another goal. We defended very well. Obviously, Arsenal, as you said, blood pressure FC for us. When you're watching the game, your mind is always playing the tricks. Like, what if they score? What if something happens? Like, so it always makes everything more tense. As soon as they get a corner, you're crapping yourself, all this sort of stuff. But when I rewatched it, I thought listen, I thought yesterday was a great performance all round, apart from the mistake from Zinchenko. That one mistake don't happen, you're talking about pretty much a flawless performance, because all what we did, in my opinion, what we done was we beat him in the first half, and the second half we were just biding our time, keeping the energy levels low because we've got a game on Tuesday, just seeing the game out, and then hopefully getting a third one, which we should have had. Once again, I'm finished. I'm done. Eddie, I am done with Eddie Nketiah. The fact of the matter is, that shot there, I don't even want to get onto him too much about it. He hit the post. It's a little bit unlucky. It's not one of them, but it's not one of them where you're like, it's not like the Darwin Núñez Luton one or something like that. Yeah. Let's put that out. I want to put that out there. It's not like that. But the fact is, you come on in the Champions League. Yeah, you had the chance. No, sorry. When was it? It weren't Champions League. Sorry. You come on last Premier League game against Brentford, and you're through on goal. But you're there and you make the wrong decision, and it almost cost us the game. You have another chance this game, and you do the same thing. That's not what you want. Kai Havertz has been coming on the pitch and doing more. A guy that everyone slews, a guy that everyone says this and that about. So Eddie Nketiah, I'm done with. I think the performance, though, the goals were phenomenal. That's the one thing that winds me up so much with Zinchenko, because he done, like, I wanted to get onto him so much about the mistake, but I found myself going like, yeah, but that goal, like, it's so annoying because that was phenomenal. What he done for that second goal for Arsenal, the move and everything was phenomenal. He made that whole goal. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Odegaard had an open goal to score in. Let's be honest. Like, when he shot, it's an open goal to keep it, and it's a trademark Arsenal play. We've seen it against Man United and stuff. We know we do that sort of cut across, and then Odegaard's there, and he's basically got an open goal. But that move there was phenomenal. And then he does that stupid mistake, right? And the thing is with some of his mistakes is, I don't know if it's a concentration thing. Like, I'm not sure what it is, because I watch him and I'm like, it's like he feels like he's got more time on the ball than he has. So at times, and he gets like it picked off of him. You know, maybe that is the sacrifice you have to take when having a player like Zinchenko in your team, because there's so many times we see him be like that, and then he just nutmegs someone, and you're through up the pitch or something like that. So sometimes maybe it's gonna fire, and it's gonna be like that. You've got to take the pros with the cons. Because I said to my mate, literally, I think it was yesterday, I said to my mate, that is why Zinchenko is the level he is. Because if Zinchenko was as good at defending as Ben White or Tomiyasu, you're talking about the best left back in the world. And it's a simple fact. If he was that good at defending, he would be the best left back in the world. But he isn't. Therefore, that's why he's not. Because if he was, he'd be at Madrid or anything like that. So, yeah, listen, I can't complain about the game. When you see the other results right now, it's about winning. Like, let's be real. And we see a performance in there. It weren't like we were up against it and we won. This was a much better win than the Brentford one, in my opinion. So, yeah, man, listen. And then we've seen City drop points to Spurs. Wild. Spurs are definitely these man's bogey team. It's crazy. Like, it was so bittersweet watching it, because like I kind of wanted them to lose 4 in a row. But at the same time, I got to think of the bigger picture of us potentially winning the league. But that ref for the offside, for the foul, when he said
criminal,
that is crazy. That is nuts. But forget about that. Obviously, the results went our way quite this weekend, apart from the Liverpool one. Yeah, man. I can't moan. Next game, Luton on Tuesday. It's a great game to go to next.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Nah, big up.
And City play away to Villa.
Yeah.
And they haven't got Rodri. Rodri suspended.
And no Grealish.
Or Grealish. Or Doku.
Maybe no Doku as well.
Bro,
I don't think attacking wise, I don't think it's gonna bother them, but I think the Rodri one, will be the one.
Yeah.
And then we got Villa.
T, what are your thoughts quickly just before we obviously go into it?
Well, this game is really interesting because this is one of those games that the score line doesn't reflect how the game actually went. And yeah, I'll start with saying we started fast again, which was really good. First 20 minutes was like cinema. You know, you go to a film, Transformers 3D, and bam, Optimus Prime is in front of your nose. The first 20 minutes felt like that. But yeah, after the second goal, I was like, okay, Wolves are not going to get back into this game. This is done and dusted. We're going to finish them off, probably. Pause. After we get the third goal, yeah, pause. After the third goal, this will be dead. Like I told you in chat at the watch alongside, we need to get the third goal to actually dead the game, but we couldn't do that. Because after the second goal, we started missing everything, and players like Nketiah, Jesus, Saka, Trossard, Martinelli, Trossard and Saka scrambling with each other, shooting like it's they're playing FIFA with a 10 composure player, 20 composure player, really, really low, really bad shots, really weak shots. And the one thing I want to say, and which really pissed me off this game, is that a lot of players were being egotistical. Like you said, Ashraf with the Jesus shot, that was criminal. That should have been a pass to Rice all day, every day. And but not only players like that, also players like Saka are also to blame for positions like this, because Nketiah was in an open position, wide open. It was literally like the goal of Grealish today from Manchester City. He's open, you just pass, and he slots it in. It's really easy. But Saka didn't pass the ball, and that was just how the whole game went for everyone. Everyone was really egotistical. Everyone was not composing themselves. And at the end, we capitulated. Like we almost did the same, like what we did against Fulham. And this, I need this to stop from this team. 2-0 is not a comfortable score to feel like, okay, I can now sit back and relax and absorb the attack, And we were naive to think that we could do that, because after the 60th, 70th minute, you could see that Arteta put everyone 10 yards to the back, a little bit more to the back, and everyone started defending and not going forward as much and not pressing the forward line as much, the back line as much, I mean. And yeah, and it's naive to think you can do something like that against a team like Wolves, who don't have Neto but are still really dangerous going forward. And yeah, that's my overall thought of the game. I have, of course, a few players I want to get to, but we're going to do that later in the next segment.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my overall thought. I thought we were really egotistical. We didn't have any composure towards the end, and we looked like rookies who just got shocked. You know when you're a UFC fighter and you get your first punch in the face and then you get shocked. You're like, whoa, what is this? What's going on? That's exactly what happened today, and we need to brush up and get ourselves together, because we cannot afford another Fulham capitulation, because this was almost one of those.
Yeah.
Something no one's talking about online nor on any of these shows is that 2-0, in my opinion, we had a stonewall penalty on Jesus that we didn't get given.
True.
How you can pull a guy's arm completely, have his arm. When you see what's given, when you put a hand on a shoulder or something like that, if you can have grip of someone's entire arm when they're going for a header, and there's no other reason for him not to header the ball or try to header the ball, it's a penalty. But and also the Eddie Nketiah chance for me. So to say that when you said like we were egotistical against them, we should have been. I generally believe we should have been egotistical against them. I generally do actually believe we should have been 4-0 up, 5-0 up. The problem is we didn't take our chances, because what we done was perfect, in my opinion, apart from a mistake. That's the one thing. But yeah, sorry.
No, listen, my personal point of view on this game. Listen, I'm so happy with the win, firstly. I want to start off by saying I'm so happy with the win. because I tend to come out as a really negative fan. But I'm not a negative fan. I love the club. I'm so happy we got the win. Like, I'm gassed. Yeah. Although I don't like the fact that we're, like you guys have said, that we score 2 goals and we sit on those 2 goals like as if the team can't come back. We're in a very high scoring league right now. A very high scoring league right now. Yeah, where players are scoring and teams are scoring 1, 2, 3 goals easily. Yeah. So a very competitive game and a very competitive league right now with high scoring games. We can't sit there and expect a lead of 2-0 to be sufficient enough for us to hold the victory or to keep the victory within our grasp. So we need to keep on pressing. I want them to press like they done exactly like they done in the Lens game. Exactly like they done in the Lens game. Because I'll tell you what, Wolves were there for the taking. In that first half, they were there for the taking. They were all over the place. They were shambolic. They were defensively, they weren't good. And they were making very, very, very big mistakes. So we definitely should have capitalized and should have been 3 to 4, even 5 goals up in that first half. But we didn't capitalize on a lot of our chances, and it was unfortunate for us. But yeah, for me, listen, the goal was brilliant. The first goal, the desire and determination from Saka in order to continue to fight for that ball is amazing, and it's exactly what we need. Second goal from Erdegaard is amazing. Good team goal. That is like peak Wenger ball. Like, bro, that's what you want to see, man. That's what you want to see. That passing, everything, it just all worked together, and then we all of a sudden, Erdegaard's in the middle of the box, empty, free as a bird, and that is his signature shot. That's his signature shot. That left foot, low driven into the back of the net. But I think the first place we should get to is probably Zinchenko. Listen, I'll start this off by saying he played offensively, he did well. Defensively, he was a liability in this game. He was a liability in this game defensively. I felt like he made 3 defensive errors. He made 1 defensive error where Martinelli saved him. He then made another defensive error where Raya saved him. And then the third defensive error that he made, there was no one there to save him. And Cunha out of nowhere is scoring that goal. And even Hugo said it here. Like, Zinni is a 60 minute, 70 minute player. Now, with all due respect, you're at a title. We're in for contending for the title, my bro. We're not sitting here trying to get top 4. You can't be at a title contending team if you're only good for 60 minutes, 70 minutes in a game. I need you there for the long haul. If the gaffer wants you to play 100 minutes, you should be ready to play 100 minutes at your peak level, with complete concentration. If you can't do that, then the door's that way, and we will find somebody to take your spot. Tomiyasu is screaming to take that spot because Ben White is screaming to get into the team on the other side. So we're not short of any options to replace you. It's very easily done. But I don't know what you guys want to go into on that, man. But I just feel like it was a bit of a hot and cold game from him, to be honest.
I think you're bang on. I think you're bang on. And we kind of all know that. I think collectively we all know that he's an offensive fullback who you're going to bring in certain games. But like, at the end of the day, I do like people say, oh, Arteta should know better. Arteta should know better. Arteta does know better. Arteta brought in Timber for that reason, and we just haven't got him this season. It's as simple as that. That was Timber's position. Hey, yeah, look. Timber was starting there at the beginning of this season. That was where he was starting. So it's obvious that the Arteta see Timber as the signing to be a utility guy at the back, but he also see him as the left back, or the right back, and then you have Tomiyasu left back. But it's hard because it's hard because he's really annoying. He's an annoying player to like talk about and judge and stuff because it's like half of his game's so good and half his game's just annoying sometimes. And he has games where he's phenomenal at the back as well. And then some games, and that guy made a really good comment, like about the 60, 70-minute player. I normally, when I watch Zinchenko, normally I feel like his mistakes happen at the latter end of the game. And I feel like that's where it might be a concentration thing because it's where it seems to always be with him. It always seems to be when we're on the front foot and stuff like that, and we're in control of the game, and it's later on in the game, and we're just seeing it out that he starts like dilly-dallying on the ball. And starts like thinking he's got more time than he has when the team all of a sudden starts pressuring you more, he gets caught out. So I think we need to check that with Zinchenko. And I think Zinchenko isn't the future left back of Arsenal. He's a crazy good squad player. I'm not ever going to say we have to sell Zinchenko. I don't think we do. I think he's a great character in the dressing room as well. I'm not going to get onto all his politician stuff and politics stuff. I don't really get involved in any of that crap. So, but yeah, but everyone says it. Like you even see the Declan Rice interview, and he said the joker of the dressing room, the one who's always cracking jokes, is Zinchenko. He's the lively guy in the dressing room. So I think he's got a future at the club, 100%. I just think with games like this, it starts making you think when it comes to a Liverpool at Anfield, like, can you be the guy that's playing there for us? And it's literally a flip of a coin because one game you'll be like, yes, he can definitely be in there. And another game you'll think, he might make a mistake. But I do think and I think we've seen it this season against the bigger teams, against the more attacking teams. Arteta has seemed to opt to Tomiyasu left back and Ben White right back. So maybe it's something, I think it's something that Arteta's identified as well. But I don't know what you guys think on the Zinchenko bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, Zinchenko, what do I say? Same old with his defense. I'm not even gonna get into his defensive capabilities because we already know he's not a good defender. But what I do want to say is sometimes you need to go back to the basics. This guy wants to try too much sometimes with the ball when he gets the ball in his feet, which results in these kinds of mistakes. Because the ball that he passed to Cunha, amazing goal, by the way. Nothing taken away from Cunha itself. Zinchenko, sorry?
That Cunha's so shit,
Yeah,
man. Why did you let him? He's so shit.
Yeah,
he's a great dribbler.
That makes it even worse. Yes, the fact that he cannot finish, and he finished it with his weaker foot. Amazing goal as well. But Zinchenko, he got the ball in his feet and he walked one step forward, and then he lost the ball because he wanted to go to the left because he couldn't go anywhere. Instead of getting that one step forward, just boot it away. Just boot it away. Let the attack from them restart. Restart everything. Just boot the ball away. But instead, you want to do the things that you want to do and dribble and think you're Ronaldinho. Things like that. You cannot keep the ball 24/7 on your feet. Sometimes you just need to boot that ball away. I can criticize here his defense, but that's the same shit, different day. And all I'm gonna say is I cannot wait until Jurien is back, because then we will have that inverted player who can actually defend, and then we can actually see Arteta's system come to fruition. Because I still think that this team misses a few parts. And Zinchenko is one of those bogus parts. He is like one of those cogwheels who has a little crack in them, And one of those days, it's gonna break, and it could be costly for us in some games against more clinical teams,
Yeah.
Because he is our weak side of our defense at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, 100%. Ashraf?
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, Hugo's comment is so true but so annoying at the same time about the 70-60 minute thing, because what kind of footballer are you playing for Arsenal Football Club if you can only give me 60, 70 minutes? Like, and I'm supposed to have, you come with a warning. You know how some of the products come with a warning sign? Like, Zinchenko comes with a warning label, like, take out after 70 minutes, expires after 70 minutes. Like, it's so damn annoying. And here's the thing. You said, Saad, that you were trying to compete for the title. This guy has come from a title challenging team. He's come from a title winning team, right? He's won multiple titles with Man City and reached the Champions League final as well. So you need to be, in terms of mentality, you need to have it better than anyone else. This is the thing that I liked about Jesus when we got him, and you see it up until this day. Yes, he misses chances in front of goal at times, but you can see the level of the mentality he has when he's playing for us, when he's trying to push, when he's trying to hustle and get the ball. And whenever he gets the ball, he's trying to turn and run forward with it. He's not trying to play a back pass or slow the game down, because he's coming from that mentality of we need to win, we need to win, we need to win. And for whatever reason, it doesn't echo Zinchenko. And again, obviously, like Giuseppe said this about, at times you see it's a good game and at times you see it's a bad game. It's crazy because this season, if you look at our goal against United, the equalizer, Odegaard, it doesn't happen if it wasn't for Zinchenko. He's the one who builds the attack. He plays that through ball in. But then you think about a game like Liverpool last season, we don't draw that game probably if Zinchenko doesn't stupidly let Trent Alexander-Arnold get past him easily. And the funny thing is, all the 3 mistakes he made yesterday, by the way, all the 3 mistakes were mistakes on the ball. They weren't mistakes defensively. It wasn't like he was one-on-one against someone and the guy just dribbled past him or skinned him. It was literally him getting the ball under pressure. Semedo was right behind him. I think he had time to turn him. He had time to pass it back. For whatever reason, I don't understand what he was trying to do. Keeps the ball for a bit too long. Semedo just shoves him away and gets the ball and goes. And the second one, again, both him and Saliba running towards the ball. For whatever reason, he tries to poke the ball to no one. And one obviously goes one-on-one. And luckily, Raya saves his ass. And again, the third goal, same thing. He had the ball and gave the ball away. A lot of his mistakes, I've made peace with his defensive liability. I've understood that, okay, we get this guy. Just like Arnold, he's defensively always going to be a bit suspect. But at least going forward, he's going to give you a lot. Obviously, Arnold going forward is one of the best in the world, but Zinchenko is pretty up there when it comes to fullbacks that go up and attack. So I've made peace with his defensive work. But this season, a lot of his mistakes have been the offensive mistakes where he has the ball and he stupidly gives it away. And for me, that's a big problem. Look, as you guys said, and I know T hit on this, once Timber is back, it's going to be a huge bonus for us because I think our best back four when everyone is fit is Tomiyasu, Timber, Saliba, and Gabriel. In my opinion, I could be biased. I think that's the best back four we have. I think it's flawless. I don't see any flaw in that back four. They're good in the air. All of them can play center back. The 2 of them can play like right back or left back, right? Timber and Tomiyasu are good on the ball and good defensively. They can go forward as well. I've already hit up on Tomiyasu giving that through ball to Saka for the first goal. So people sometimes underrate how decent Tomiyasu is going forward. So I think that back four hopefully will be, until that back four is available though, I would never consider playing Zinchenko left back against City, against Liverpool, against maybe not even against United at Old Trafford. I mean, if this United stays the same up until that period, fair enough. But if they have a new manager or they somehow kick up into gear, that would definitely not start Zinchenko in a big game like that because he could give us a lot going forward, but I feel we have other players that could do that. But the problem is that one mistake of his could cost us a goal, and that's a big problem.
Just to add one small thing before we let Giuseppe go. I think that what you said about Zinchenko coming from a winning team and stuff is a lot of fans say this, but I think that's a really cop-out thing because it's like saying, I bought Edu Gaspar, he is an invincible, and he should play on a big standard, even though Edu didn't have a big part of the Invincibles, I think Zinchenko is good, but let's be real. I think Pep saw the problems of Zinchenko and Jesus, and that's why he sold them as well. They have quality abilities, but they also come with a lot of shortcomings. There are luxury players with big risk, high reward, and that's basically it.
I think, yeah. Listen, at the end of the day, I don't know if Pep. I don't personally believe Pep sold them because he thought they weren't good enough. And that I think he just lets players go when they want to leave because he's done the same with Cole Palmer. He's done the same with Gundogan and stuff. But I will agree 100% with there is a reason that he never relied on Zinchenko as the main left back to be like his out and out left back every single game. He was a guy for certain games, certain tasks coming off, certain things. Don't forget, you want to say Zinchenko weren't key on winning them with any of their trophies. That's wrong, because he was a key factor in them coming back in that last game of the season that won them the league against Liverpool.
Yep.
So. But it is in a different sort of role, and that's what we need him for as well. We need him to be a squad player. We need Zinchenko as a guy that's going to come off the bench, going to start certain type of games, like when you're playing a team like a Burnley or something that's going to be pinned back the whole game, and so you can have him passing and have his attributes on show. But he can't be the main left back for Arsenal, in my opinion. But I don't really want to drag on him too much, to be honest, because he's still an Arsenal. I still love the guy. I still think he's a great player, and I still think he does a lot for the team. And it's just hard because Arsenal are over the last year and a half, we're operating on such a high level where medium performances are now looking like shockers. It's how far we've come. Zinchenko, if we looked at some of Zinchenko's performances that we've been slagging off this season, bringing back 4 seasons ago with Mustafi and that, you'd think he had a fucking 10-star match. You know what I mean? Like it's so crazy how far we've come. Like, and I love that as well. I love that we're beating teams at the top of the league and we're still complaining. Like it's like people think that people come with that. Arsenal fans that we have this arrogance about winning games, and we think we're not really, because if you watch the streams, we're still bad mouthing our team all the time, all of us, like all fans, because we want to be here. We're currently here. We want to be here. We know what we're seeing and we know what it can do. But yeah, Zinchenko for me, yeah, I think he's on the tin is what he is. He's a guy for certain occasions.
Quick question before we move on. Zinni or Monreal?
On this system, Zinni. In this system, Zinni. But Monreal was, I've always rated Monreal. Monreal was a 6, 7 out of 10 player, game after game after game for us. Maybe in this team, you don't know. Maybe Monreal, when we had him put in this team, would be even better. I don't even know. So he was playing shockers.
I was going to say that I actually think in this kind of team, I would take Monreal. But I'm talking about peak Monreal, obviously, not like the latter years.
Sorry, Ashraf. Sorry, just a second. Jacob, you fraud. Firstly, I called a draw, yeah? So don't sit here and try to come to me trying to do this big. Oh, yeah, hold that. Bro, I called a draw, yeah? I said 2-2. So you got 3-3, yeah? Please. You helped us out today, but don't come to me, man. I'm not the one. You need to go to Mo, and you need to go to they're going to be there anyway. Mo and Staffy, they're getting dunked on because they said you were going to get smacked. I actually said to you guys, I know that you guys are going to draw, yeah?
I also did say that to Jacob on the stream the other night. Shout out Jacob, by the way. And he was standing by his team, bruv, and the way they were going to play him, we've got to give it to him. But the one thing I will say is you can't really come to say it to us because we're happy you proved us wrong right now. Yeah, you took points off of City. You're helping us. Yeah,
bro. He put Hamza for us on a platter, freshly cooked, bro. It's everybody's gonna get a slice, bro.
Have you seen how rattled they are? Have you seen how rattled City are about the refs? Have you seen how rattled the fans are,
bro? I could not give 2 flying fucks. I could not give 2 flying fucks, bro. These guys, yeah, these guys have gotten so many fraudulent. There's a fucking 40-mile offside, yeah. There's a freaking handball against Everton to win them the title. Fuck these guys and their fucking decisions. Yeah, they deserve every fucking thing that they're getting. Fucking thing that they're getting, because these guys have lived off fraudulent decisions.
By
the way, they were missing no one today except for De Bruyne. They were missing no one. Okay, Matheus Nunes, but who gives a shit about him?
Have you seen?
They cannot even use anything as an excuse.
Have you seen what Haaland tweeted? He's retweeted the video of the ref and blowing the whistle and that, and he's actually retweeted it saying, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
he's rattled. Haaland has retweeted the video of the ref doing the bad call and that, and just put WTF.
I also want to add to
him
this.
I was like, fuck off towards the end. It was crazy.
I think people are letting 90 mil Guardiola get away with murder, but that's just me. And what about the best defender in the world, Ruben Diaz? I mean,
bro,
people are quick to talk about our 100 million players, but what happened to 90 million Guardiola?
Bro, Gvardiol, has bro, that guy has blood on his hands. That guy has blood on his hands. 75 or whatever million, and you put a performance like that. You
Did
stunk
he
out
was
the
he
place, mate.
was he at fault? Because I was watching it up until 2-1. The moment it became 2-1, I'm like, they're gonna smash them now. And I watched the Leverkusen Dortmund game instead.
I feel like
I
his
don't know what happened.
performance overall. I feel like his performance overall. Look at you, man. Look at you doing your little scouting.
Yeah, you know what it is
watching
with him,
by
Ashraf?
Leverkusen.
Oh yeah, bro. I've been watching a lot of Leverkusen games this season, bro.
I don't
My
watch
God.
it.
Mhm.
I don't watch
They're
it because
so
Xhaka.
exciting.
Yeah,
Bro, I don't watch
12-1,
it because of Xhaka.
12 and then 1 draw, right? Or 13 or 1 draw.
No, I think it's they drew 2 games. They drew to Bayern Munich and they drew to Dortmund today.
Okay, but they haven't lost, yeah?
They haven't lost a single game
Yeah.
in any competition, even in the Europa League.
It's
They are
crazy.
playing incredible
That-
football.
that is
They've
crazy.
got 4 or 5 players that we should steal whenever we get the chance.
But just to add to Guardiola, I just think he gets cooked too easily. I don't think he would get the stat that Saliba had with getting not past a player. You know, that guy gets cooked so easily. It's crazy.
Yeah, 100. I 100% agree. But
yeah, just to get back to the sorry. Just to get back to the previous question, I would definitely take Monreal. That goal that Zinchenko set up, Monreal, in my opinion, would do the exact same thing because he was making those runs. He was so good at playing the ball. He didn't lose it that much. I mean, he came from that Spanish school of like hold the ball, possession, good technique, and all that stuff. And defensively, he was so solid. We played him as centre back a couple of games. So I would definitely take peak Monreal over Zinchenko any day.
I would also take Monreal because fuck Zinchenko.
Yeah, I'm taking Monreal, bro. I'm taking Monreal. I MDL, broski. I'm using that one in Lahwa, bro. You think I'm not using that one? Joski Barbie doll is too funny, bro. hey, that is a banger, bro. That's a hit. Joseph, just go Barbie though. I'm using that one, bro. Sorry, but I am there. I'll give you your props. But listen,
No, Nick, nothing.
Getting back to the team. Obviously, listen, we won't go into every single player. You know what I mean? But the defense, I think one player we will go into is Saliba. Not the best game from him yesterday. He did get a yellow card, surprisingly, which we're not used to because he never gets carded. He never gets carded. I think his first yellow card this season. But yeah, he never gets carded. So, you know, performance from him was not the best.
I didn't think it was a tackle that deserved a yellow.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I'm not gonna tell you something. That game made me really dislike this Hwang guy. He's a fucking cheating little prick. Like the guy's on the floor holding his face all the time.
Yeah,
brother. Like maybe it's because we're just dominating them and it's frustrating him. But brother, fuck off, brother. He really, honestly, bro. I was coming out of that game cussing the shit out of Hwang.
I saw it. I saw it. I was like, that's a weak yellow, bro. I would like
a weak yellow. Weak.
I thought it was my bias. Yeah, fair.
Yeah, not 100%, bro. But I think his performance overall, Saliba. I think, listen, he set such a high standard. So, you know what I mean? It's like a lot of players in our team, bro. They've set such a high standard that when they have average games now, I think that it looks off. Their performance looks weaker than it normally is. Their performance looks, they may be just playing at the normal level or just lower down than what they normally do, but it still looks different. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
which
100,
yeah.
100%, 1000%. Because it's the same with Declan Rice. Sometimes he's done nothing wrong all game. He's been quality. He's been pretty decent all game, and you're like, it was all right by Rice, but like, really, bro, man, done everything he had to do, and we've kept a clean sheet, like, you know. But because of the level that we're showing us, Saliba, I don't think did have the greatest game. I think he's had a couple games where he's been, and that's fine. We don't mind that. You can have a couple games off the boil. The one thing I do want to say is I don't hear it enough this season. Like, I don't hear enough credit go the way of Gabriel, man. Honestly, I think Gabriel this season, Now, I don't know if Arteta dropped him first 2 games to sort of let him know that, bro, you're not safe just in this team if you don't fix up with some of your rashness and stuff. Like, you can be replaced. But since he come back, he's not been as rash. I don't see him picking up nearly as many yellow cards or giving away as many fouls. I think he's quality, and I think he don't get enough respect, man. Like I feel like because Saliba is so just good that like people don't want to give Gabriel credit. Like other fans as well hate Gabriel for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But I think the past few games, Gabriel's been better than Saliba. I think Saliba.
Giuseppe, you know,
Totally
the thing
agree.
is, I don't care. A lot of fans who are arguing with me about this before in space and stuff. They were comparing Romero. They were saying Romero is much better than Gabriel. I don't even think that's true. I think Gabriel is much better not much better. I'm not going to say much. The word much in football is overused a lot. I think he's a better defender than Romero. And Romero is, for whatever reason, compared to Saliba, which is mental for me.
I don't know.
Romero,
No, Ashraf.
Romero don't get into
Ashraf, the ones that started that conversation are Spurs fans. That's not even a conversation to begin with.
But
they are the one that started it.
On space, it was a Liverpool fan making that point as well. Imagine, although he trolls a lot, so it could.
Okay, then you can say Mustafi is better than Virgil van Dijk. Good day.
Stupid. I think Gabriel is definitely better than Romero. I think he's top 5 centre backs in the world. Sorry, in the league right now, not in the world, but in the league. I think he's top 5. Again, I'm talking just based on form over the last 1 year, because people keep referencing Bozo mistake and all that stuff. The last Bozo mistake he made, which I could say was a proper Bozo mistake, was against Leeds, the game that we scraped a 1-0 win. But luckily, when there was a replay, the penalty was scrapped. I think it was, or he was given a red card. It was overturned or something like that. That's the last Bozo moment he had. Other than that, I don't think he's had Bozo moments, right? Yes, he's made mistakes here and there, but they're not Bozo moments. Like the Fulham game was a Bozo moment when he gave the ball to Mitrovic and Mitrovic scored. Right? Yeah, fair enough. Some of the slide tackles he makes in the end of the box, like these are Bozo moments because you didn't have to. Like there was no one else there. There was no threat. Outside that, he's been clean, man. And even on the ball, he's been so good on the ball. Now he doesn't give these. He gives a lot of good long passes, and he even like plays it through the defense, through the press, really good sometimes.
But you have to think.
I think it's the Arsenal. Yeah, I think it's just the Arsenal hate. I think there is a mad Arsenal. Listen, I don't want to sound victimized or anything, but there is, because it's the same thing with Saka, with Saliba, with Declan Rice. They're all average now because they play for Arsenal Football Club. If these 3 players were in Man City, they'd be called 3 of the best players in the Premier League. If Man City had signed Declan Rice in the summer and he was playing the way he's been playing for Arsenal, for City, and City were top of the league, let's say phenomenal, world class, this, that, because it's Arsenal, it's, he ain't that. And I tell everyone all the time, it's this thing to make, because they don't want to give us credit, because they don't want to admit we're doing good, they don't want to admit that we're coming back, they hate it so much that they'll be biased, so biased against Arsenal. It's unbelievable. But yeah, that's what I want to say, man.
Bro, and look at our standards. You mentioned it, Giuseppe, earlier, that we're disappointed when we win and we don't put up the best performances, which is so far from where we have come. I remember those 2 seasons we finished 8th and 8th. I would take a 1-0 deflected goal as a win. I'm like, yes, what an amazing win, what an amazing performance
against Sheffield United.
Sheffield United. I'm like, what a win, guys! This season, imagine in 18 Premier League and Champions League games combined, Saka has 18 goals and assists. That's a goal contribution per game in the Premier League and the Champions League, right? And we are still unanimously, as an Arsenal fan base, saying, yeah, he's still not back to his best. Yeah, he's still not back to his best.
Bro.
I mean, that's how the standard has become so high that 18J is not good enough, bro. Like, you need to also dribble and create and do this and do that. But rivals do take it to a different level. I do agree.
Just for me to like obviously go through, obviously I spoke about Saliba and what I thought about his performance. Gabriel, listen, I'm also in that thought of he's top 5 centre backs in the league. No longer has this Bozo gene. He used to have it. I can always agree to that. I always agree that he used to have a Bozo gene. He used to do some stupid shit on the pitch. But now
it's the new hairline, man. It came with
bro.
it came with
He
a brain transplant as well.
Bro, exactly, bro. Man went to Turkey, come back with football skills and new hairline, bro. You know what I mean? He come back with a little swag, bro. I gotta give it to him, bro.
We do have to remember his age. He's only 25 now, so it's more of a maturity. It might be even more of a thing that he's
one of our
matured.
older players.
I'm telling you right now, I said this earlier in the season, yeah, and I stick by it. This is the closest comparison we have in recent times to Rio Ferdinand and Nemanja Vidic in regards to the partnership. They make themselves better.
And here's the thing, Sad. When you said this the first time in space, I laughed and I said, come on. I actually agree with you now, bro. Because I get what you mean. You're not saying that they're at the same level. You're saying in terms of the complementary and all that stuff. And here's the thing. In terms of level, they have the ceiling to get there. Rio was also hailed that highly when he was 21, 22 and all, like Saliba. So there's no saying that they cannot get to that level of Rio and Vidic and maybe even surpass it. Now, for them to do that, yes, we are reasonable. We understand they have to win like 3, 4, 5 Premier Leagues. They have to win 1 or 2 Champions Leagues and all that stuff. Of course, 100%. But if they stick together for the next 6, 7, 8 years,
which they look like
for us, which they look like they would do. And if the team obviously develops and soccer develops and we go to where we are expected to go based on our trajectory, I think we will get there. And if they play together for the next 6, 7 years and win a couple of Premier Leagues, I'm sorry, bro. I think we might end up calling them the best, one or two of the best, or one of the best defensive duo to play in the Premier League. But again, there's a lot of work for them to get there. And,
exactly. And the thing is, you have so many defensive duos like obviously Rio and Vidic, Terry and Carvalho. There's too many. There's too many.
Evans and Maguire.
Yeah, exactly. Evans and Maguire. Oh my God, what?
To be honest,
depending
on how long they play together, even Diaz and Stones are in the conversation for sure.
Yeah,
I know we want to mock them and laugh at them now, but
no.
The fact is they are definitely in the conversation.
Yeah, 100%. But
just to
you want to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to add my 2 cents.
Yeah, go on.
Every time. Okay, you know me. I like to cook players. I like to be mad and stuff, But sometimes when we do mistakes and it doesn't cost us, it doesn't mean that we have to criticize them because our defense has been so good this season. We have still the best defense in the league, and I don't think it warrants criticizing from me, especially Saliba. He can have a bad game or two. I don't care as long as we don't concede from it, as long as we don't capitulate from it as a team, because his build-up is still good, his passing is still good, his vision is still good. A mistake here and there doesn't matter for me. He's still young. He's still going to learn. You're going to make mistakes at the job. It's normal, And when you're a chef, you're going to cut your finger once or twice. It's simple as that. But at the end of the day, if you can still produce a good meal, screw those fingers.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter. And I don't think Saliba warrants criticizing, especially not from our side of the fence. Rivals, they can say what they want. Romero, okay, but from our side, no, I don't think he warrants criticism.
Nah, 100%, man, 100%. Ashraf is too funny, man. So starting from the bottom, now we're here.
Started from the bottom, still there.
Still there.
They went from Leicester to United, and they're still at the bottom.
Hey, listen.
Yeah, man, stealing a living.
100%. Listen, moving on to the midfield, and just before we move on, guys, make sure you're smashing the like button on the video. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. Listen, we're trying to push for 1K, so make sure you're subscribing to the video, to the channel, and liking this video as well. Just quickly before we move on, obviously I just saw Faraz's comment and I want to respect it. So you said Macca's Golasso today or Garnacho's Golasso. I'm gonna start off by saying, for me, I know McAllister scored a sick goal. That was a sick goal, top bins. But for me, I'm still going with the Garnacho goal just because the skill and the technique to be able to pull off that type of overhead kick is just something that you don't see every day. I've seen goals like McAllister's before. I can only name one goal that I've seen that looked like Garnacho's goal, which was, funny enough, Rooney for the exact same club. So Garnacho still is the best goal we have or we've seen this season.
By the way, for me, McAllister's goal was not even the best goal of the game. I like Trent's free kick a lot more. That free kick for a right-footed player to take it from the right side, right, and curve it that way towards the top post. I think it hit the crossbar and went in. That is mad technique, bro. And you know he maybe he didn't mean to hit the post, but he meant to curve it that way. It's damn.
Yeah, no, I say Kardashian Jr.'s overhead kick was great.
I can't. That shit, genius.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for overhead kicks, man. I really like them, especially the Rooney one was amazing, bro. The Ronaldo one at Real Madrid, I love those goals, man.
Fun. Yeah.
You know,
Here we
I've
go.
seen
You
enough
guys
goals
start
from
arguing.
McAllister, from Xhaka, you know, so they can keep that one. I don't care.
Right, you guys just trying to start arguments now in the chat for no reason. Or am I just trying to start arguments for no reason?
Giroud Scorpion, of course.
No, I would still say Garnacho's because Giroud Scorpion had a lot of luck to it. Garnacho's was pure skill. Like,
yeah, that was top bins, bro. Like
Yeah.
it was top bins.
No,
top
Giroud was also pure skill. That guy was a player.
You know, part of me still thinks Giroud didn't mean it. He was trying to probably flick it over the defender and run. I don't know. Maybe he meant it, but like Garnacho's skill, like overhead kick, is one of the most difficult things that anyone could do in a game. But damn.
But yeah, listen, moving on to the midfield. I think this one's pretty easy. Declan Rice, amazing game for me. This is my point of view. Declan Rice had a good game. Like always, he always has good games. Odegaard was spectacular this game. Spectacular. One of his best games of the season. One of his best performances of the season. Trossard, still getting used to the position. I feel like let's not overreact. I'm not going to overreact myself. He's still getting used to that position. It's very different. If you pull a winger and try, that's like me trying to get like somebody like let's see. Who can I say?
Grealish?
That I can say. Yeah, mate, Grealish. That's the person I'm looking for. Grealish. It's like me trying to get Grealish to saying, okay, come into the midfield, play left 8. I don't want you going out to the wing. I want you to stay left 8, handling the left side of the pitch, defending and attacking. You know what I mean? It's going to take some getting used to. And Trossard is a very technical, a very clinical player. Do you know what I mean? So he's got to get out of his head that he wants to score goals, and he has to manage the passing, defending, also all of that stuff that comes with the position. But yeah, for me, I just thought the midfield was good today. They worked together very well. But yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on the midfield today?
Very, 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 or yesterday, but very good, very, very good.
Yesterday.
Yeah, no, it feels like that. But yeah, no. Listen, Declan Rice, phenomenal again. Listen, he's played every game this season. He still ain't got a yellow card, and the amount of tackles he makes just proves how good he is, in my opinion. He hasn't had a yellow card yet. Like as simple as, and he's always seems to have his foot in there. He seems to always get to the ball. Like it's unreal. Like, I will keep going on about it, and I don't care. I will not stop this thing of Declan Rice is world class. I don't care. People can call me a fanboy. People can say I'm biased. Funny enough, about Arsenal or Rice, but he's world class, mate. I've seen it. You don't need to show me. I don't need to watch more than one match of Ronaldinho. I'm not comparing the two, by the way, but let's say Maldini. You can watch one game of Maldini and say that guy's world class. You can just see it with the stuff they do and the manner they do it in, and the intelligence within the game, and you see it with Declan Rice. I don't need him to win the Champions League at Arsenal to tell me he's world class, because that, once again, that is also team achievements. Like there is this thing now, I believe, where they're like, oh, you have to win something at a club to be world class. No, you don't. In my opinion, no, you don't, because that means Harry Kane's not world class. But he is world class. Like, let's be honest. Like, he is world class. So it's yeah, man. Declan Rice, Odegaard yesterday was phenomenal. We've all been on his back a little bit this season. I thought he was better than.
Pause.
I know. Yeah, listen, pause. I've been on him more than I thought he had a better game against Lens than say Ash did. I know Ash didn't think he had that great a game. I thought he weren't as bad, but this game, he was by far the best player on the pitch. I think by far easily, like he's just unlucky because he could have come away from this game with 3 assists and a goal. Let's be honest, there was a few chances he had. That pass through is to Eddie Nketiah. It won't get the ratings that it deserves, but he cut a whole defense apart and basically put you through on goal. Yeah, he got the ball, run, cut the defense in 2, had you through on goal, and you missed. That's not his fault. He can't. What else can he do? You know. So yeah, the midfield quality. Trossard, it was a bit quiet again. I think he kind of needs to maybe get used to the midfield position. I do. For some reason, Trossard, he's either electric in a game or he kind of goes missing in a game. And this is why I kind of do understand why he's a bench player for Arsenal. No, like, I love Trossard, but when people say he should be starting every game over Martinelli, over this, over that, and why ain't Arteta doing it? I think it shows because I think he does go a bit missing in games. But listen, I ain't going to get on to Trossard. I love the guy. So, yeah, by the way, the one thing I will say is, if he'd scored that goal, man, another thing we ain't spoken about, that touch.
What a touch, yeah.
If he had scored that, I would be talking completely different.
Odegaard's pass as well.
Yeah, that's another Odegaard pass. So, like, listen, yeah, man, I thought the midfield was quality yesterday. And once again, we conceded a goal, but it's nothing really to do with the midfield. It was, we had the ball at the back and we made a mistake. You know, a player made an individual mistake, and that's the only thing in the game. So yeah, for me, the midfield was quality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Did T go already?
No, I'm here.
No, T's here.
No, I'm saying, did he go about the midfield? Sorry.
No, not yet.
No, it's only
you keep forgetting about me, man.
I'm bugging, man. Sorry.
Go ahead, T. Go ahead, T. So he doesn't forget about you.
No. No, you go. You already started.
Look. I mean, I thought, honestly, in my opinion, all 3 of our midfielders I thought played really well. Like, I'm one of those people, and I did admit it in the chat. Yeah, I wanted Caicedo over Rice.
You got blood in your hands, mate. You got blood in your hands.
I'll tell you why. My logic was Caicedo played last season for a team like Brighton that plays attacking football, progressive, and many times I saw him tackling and defending dangerous counterattacks, which I thought would be similar to us because we also sometimes face a lot of dangerous attacks in transition. Crazy enough, it hasn't happened this season. We've been so solid defensively that we've even been cleaning up counterattacks against us really well. But hey, clearly I was wrong. I was incredibly wrong. This one season wonder like Michu, this Caicedo guy is, whereas Declan Rice has done it for 3-4 years now. This guy is incredible. Look, for me personally, I just have such high standards for the world-class statement, which is why I don't want to call him world-class yet. But for me, if he continues playing this way throughout the season, I will 100% put him there. Because outside Rodri, who this season we have seen has crazy mistakes in him, by the way. Outside Rodri, there's no better DM in the league ahead of Rice. That's clear, right? And even Rodri, in my opinion, isn't a level ahead of him. He's only slightly above Rice, in my opinion. I don't think there's like a big gap. Sorry, Giuseppe, I think you wanted to say something.
I think he's better than Rodri is better than Rice, but this season Rice has been better than Rodri.
Yeah,
exactly.
100%.
This season for Arsenal,
100%.
Rice has been the best DM in the league, and not only that, you've got to now look at. We need time, but this could just be his level. Because he's never been in a team this good. Rodri has. Yeah. We've got, obviously, it goes both ways. We've had time to see him, so we know he is that good. But with Rice, come 2 years' time, we could be calling him the best DM in world football. I'm not even joking about that. Because he's not had the chance to play his game in a team with quality in it, with a good manager. Let's be real. He was in a West Ham team that was shocking with a bad manager. They weren't shocking like in the sense of individuals, but they weren't playing great last season, and he still brought them to win the European trophy. To put that in there, so like, yeah, man, that's why I'm calling him world class. Maybe I'm jumping the gun a bit because I love the guy. I love him
fair enough.
So much,
I 100% agree with you. I think on form, he's definitely the best DM in the league, maybe even in the world this season. The only reason why I don't want to call him world-class is because I've seen players start so well in the first half of the season and then fade off towards the end. I'm pretty sure it'll not happen to him 100% because he doesn't look like the kind of guy who would slow down and stuff, barring God forbid an injury. But if he stays fit, I think he will keep this form throughout the season. I will be more than happy to call him world class because I would have seen it consistently for 1 year. For me, right, this is exactly why I don't rate this Maddison is one of the best playmakers, he's better than Odegaard kind of conversation, because I understand he did really well for Leicester, but it's a whole different pressure playing for Tottenham versus for Leicester, even though Tottenham are not as big as some of the other big clubs like United, Liverpool, even Arsenal. But they're still a big club. Like, we have to still like talk about the fact that they are a big club. It's a different pressure to play for Tottenham versus Leicester. So when he was no, it is. Tottenham is a bigger club than Leicester for sure. I know Leicester have won the league like more recently.
Nah,
but
maybe.
No, they are a bigger team than Leicester, 100%. Tottenham are a bigger team than Leicester. Fuck Tottenham. I don't like them, but the fact is they are a bigger team, and playing for them is more pressure than playing for Leicester, because with Leicester you get like less camera, less eyes on you, and all that stuff. The thing for me, right, is the reason why I didn't want to like say Maddison is world class and all that stuff here is because you need to see him play at the highest pressure for one season. People are comparing him to Odegaard. Odegaard did it for Arsenal for a whole season when we are challenging for the title against big teams, against small teams, which is why it's the same thing with Declan Rice. But this season, he's been phenomenal. On form, as you said, Giuseppe, I think he's been the best DM, not only in the league, probably the best like in the top 5 leagues as well, or at least up there. With Trossard, right? I know, like, we don't want to say that, he's probably had like a quiet game and stuff. But remember, when you're playing as an 8, sometimes a quiet game is actually a good game. When I look at my 8s, I don't want to see you lose the ball often, which he didn't, right? I checked his stats, by the way. Like, he didn't get dispossessed even once. He had like 80% pass success rate. He had like 3 interceptions, 2 out of 3 tackles, 3 out of 3 successful long balls. So when we look at it, and I think about the number 8 position, sometimes you making sure that you're not making mistakes and you're building attacks and you're carrying the ball forward and you're doing your defensive hustle is more than enough for you to be having a decent game, which is what I think he's done. In fact, my only criticism of Trossard is what he did up front, actually, which is where he thrives, right? That incredible touch. Obviously, you can't blame him because the touch was incredible, but I wish somehow he got to it a bit quicker and chipped the keeper or something. And then the second one that Odegaard put him through and he missed it in front of goal. That's my only criticism of Trossard. Odegaard, look, I already spoke about him at the beginning. I'm not gonna go much into it, but I agree with Saad. His best game of the season. If he continues playing the way he played yesterday for like 80 or 90% of the remaining season, we have an incredible chance at winning the league, because he's the one that makes our attack tick so well. And yesterday's game, right, Saad, is exactly what you've been calling for us needing a striker. Because yesterday's game is the kind of game where I say, you know what, if we had a clinical striker, we probably would have scored 2 or 3 more, right? Before that, we haven't been creating proper chances, which is why I didn't think it was that big of an issue. But what a game for Odegaard yesterday. Incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just keep it short and simple. Rice, brick wall, classic CDM. One of those guys that every team would want. I don't agree that he's world class, though. Because of the fact that I see, when I think of world class CDM, I think of someone like Rodri, who is like the total package. And I think Rice can still improve his short passing and his shooting. I think his long balls are decent. Also more things, but I don't want to stay on this too long. Rice is a solid player, like we expected him to be. I was not fond when we were linked with him at the beginning, because I didn't rate him that much. I thought he played moist ball at West Ham, and that's like the total opposite of what we play, And I didn't think that he would adapt himself this quickly, and he did, which is amazing. And I rate him highly, and I think he's like one step away from being world class. And I think if we win the league this year or another major trophy, he would be 100% a big part of that, because we can already see the difference he can make in our team. And if he manages that, then I would call him world class. But he is one step away. I'm just this close to calling him world class. Trossard, yeah. I'm not going to criticize him because of the fact that he's a joker. He can play everywhere, left, middle, midfield. He can play up front. He can play everywhere if you want him to. And he's getting used to the number 8. Like Ashraf said, he's not losing the ball. He's not making crucial mistakes, which gets the opposition a counterattack. That kind of stuff didn't happen. Or the only criticism was him going forward. But he's getting used to it. He played better this game than the game before. When he played number 8 against Brentford. And he's getting used to it. So I'm happily to be patient with him because I think he's one of our best players in the team. I think our top 3 best players in the team, talent-wise. And Odegaard, yeah. If Odegaard improved immensely again, I called him Solargaard before this. That means that he only plays good when the weather is nice or the sun shines. That's why he's Solargaard. But he did it when it's freezing outside with gloves, So I'm gonna big him up for that. I just want Odegaard to be consistent now. Just keep it up. Keep doing this. Keep being the captain that we want you to be. Don't disappear. Don't be Casper. Okay. That's the only thing I have with him. He's a great player. I still think ESR is better, but hey, that's my opinion. But I just need him to improve and just do a little bit more and more of this, and just be the leader we want you to be, because we need to stop having conversations about Rice being the captain, and you are the person that needs to stop that conversation by proving that you are a real leader and a captain. No,
100%, 100%. Big up YL. كده لاباس بخير اخويا. Anyway, listen, getting into the attack quickly before we wrap up. Saka, Martinelli, Jesus. What are your thoughts, guys? We'll start off with Giuseppe first.
Sorry, bro. What, on the attackers? Yeah.
Yeah. Rice. What am I talking about?
Saka, Martinelli, and
Saka,
Jesus.
Martinelli, and Jesus.
Yeah. I thought they were all pretty good. I thought Saka was he's starting to look more like the old Saka, like taking on a few players, being a bit more in and out, like you're seeing it, and what I noticed in the game was that seemed to stem off of Odegaard being back and how he's been playing. Certain times, certain players need other players to help them to be as good as they can be. 2 world-class players make each other even better than... I'm not saying they're world-class, by the way, but I'm saying 2 top-tier players are better but when they're together, because he can do stuff with you that other players can't. And if you're both on the same hymn sheet, and I see that with Saka, I thought Jesus was quality with everything apart from putting the ball in the back of the net yesterday. I didn't see him really have a chance where it's like, you have to put it in. He didn't have a chance like the enquiries chance for me. And I know there was the time he could have passed to Rice, but I don't mind that, man, because everyone does that. Everyone does that when they want to have a shot or something. He done so much other stuff, and it's not like we're talking about a guy that's constantly selfish. He's not. I felt like the hold-up play for the first goal was phenomenal. The way he turned that first goal, the way Jesus got a hold of that ball and then sort of done a couple steps over and then passed it again to Tomiyasu, I thought was quality. And Martinelli as well. I thought he was top quality as well. I thought Martinelli was a bit. People were saying Martinelli was a bit more quiet, but I don't think so, man. I think that's a bit harsh. I think that yesterday, from my eyes, he was trying to go around Smedo a lot. He was trying to do him in a lot. He had a great opportunity. Hit the post, which was unlucky. That's one where it's that's unlucky a bit more than the Nketiah one hitting the post, because that's if that had gone in, that would have been a quality goal. So yeah, I felt our attack was actually all right yesterday. It was just that final putting the nail in the coffin that held us back yesterday with the attack. And I just want to put one more thing in there, not even about the attack, about the manager, and that's I've noticed that I feel like Arteta is starting to get a bit more mature. I'm starting to watch him in certain games when we're dominating the game and we're sort of doing what we need to be doing. He's not overdoing it anymore. Like there was a couple times where players were down injured and he wasn't calling a huddle, and he wasn't super animated on the bench and stuff. And it's what I really like to see, because I think sometimes when we're doing good and we're playing well, you don't really need to say anything. Just let the team continue as they are. And I see that a lot this season with Arteta, and I see Arteta's really matured in certain ways this season. So I just want to shout out Arteta as well, man.
No, big up, big up. Okay, Ashraf.
Yeah, I mean, I think all three did really well. I know a lot of people want to criticize Martinelli. They're saying, "Oh, he was the weakest link, didn't score or anything yesterday." But look, sometimes you don't have to score for you to have had a decent game. And I think the defensive work he put in a couple of times. We talk about the one when he ran and obviously saved Zinchenko when he got the ball from Semedo, and he had a couple of those runs as well where he tracked back and covered his man. I don't think that gets enough credit. Yes, I don't want my winger to be a defensive winger and not do much forward, but I think he does do a lot of damage going forward many times. That when he doesn't have the best of games going forward, but he still does the defensive work, it can be you can like overlook some of the attacking display in one-off games, right? Let's not forget that just a few days before that, he was having a spectacular game going forward against Lens. And as Giuseppe said, like had that goal been scored from that angle, we would have suddenly said, "Yo, like this guy had an amazing game going forward and defensively as well." I think Saka, again, we spoke about him, 18 Premier League and Champions League goals, 18 goals and goal contributions. And this is a bad season apparently for him. And you know the funny thing is, this is how a lot of football fans could be so fickle sometimes. Because even if he keeps playing this way from here till the end of the season, right? Like not dribbling past people, losing the ball here and there and all that stuff. But his GA continues this way. Like let's say he ends the season with like 30, 40 GA, for example. Nobody's going to be coming here and saying, "Yeah, that was a bad season." Everyone is going to hail it as an incredible season. So I think with Saka, it's just the patience game. Like if he's going to be having these average dribbling games, but still getting that goal and assist that wins us the game or gets us the lead or gets us the equalizer in certain games here and there, I don't care. Like that's fine. We've seen it with Salah. Salah has not been having the best of games in every single match this season, but sometimes he'll have a very poor game and he'll just come up with the goal or assist, and suddenly his game suddenly looks a lot better. I think it was was it Brentford or Brighton? I think where he scored 2 goals, and outside those 2 goals, he did nothing else that game, right? I think Saka is getting to that level, and Jesus, yeah, I do want him to finish a lot better, because I think if he just improves his finishing by like 20-30%, he's suddenly going to become an incredibly lethal striker, because the other stuff he does is so underrated. The way he holds up the ball, the way he drops deep and lets Saka and Martinelli make those runs in and all that stuff, like it's so damn good. He just needs to finish some of those chances better. I don't blame him that much. I've seen a lot of people criticize him for that first miss when Gabriel headed the ball and it came behind him and he just skied it, because I think that came all of a sudden. The one where Odegaard passed the ball to him and instead of squaring it to Declan Rice, again, I agree with G. I don't mind him taking the shot. I just want you to take better shots. Like, don't shoot it straight at the keeper. And if the angle is not that great, I mean, squaring it to Rice is also an option. But if he improves that just a little bit, which I think he still can, he would be a very lethal striker, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. No worries. No worries. T. Sorry, before I'll go last. T. What's your thoughts on the attack?
Yeah, the attack. What can I say? I think people are really harsh on Martinelli, because had he made that shot that went on the post, people would not have said this. That one goal could have made a lot of could make this whole conversation shift. You know, the only reason they say this is because he didn't have a goal, and I think that's harsh. I think he played really good. I think he cooked his man, because we've seen worse games from him, not taking on his man, and this game he did. So he did what I asked him to do, and that's all I need. You know, just finish off your dinner next time, and people won't talk about this as much. Saka, really, really mature performance from our young buck. You know, he does it. Ashraf said it. Ashraf said everything that needs to be said. That guy, he plays shit, but he still produces, and his performances are slowly improving to the point that he actually looks like the last season Saka when he was really fast and clinical and scoring goals as well. We're going that direction. I can see that. And Jesus, yeah, I was really pissed when he missed that chance. I was like, why would you do that? You know, people are. We know that scoring is not your strong point. You said that, even though it was a misunderstanding, but you still need to pass those. I think we were really, really, really egotistical when it comes to shooting and going forward this game. And Jesus played a really, really good game, but that shot was enough for people to already talk about him. You know, you need to think better in those positions. And yeah, Eddie and Ketia, I don't. What can I say, bro? Mentioning his
I didn't
name,
even speak about him because it's not
You
working.
could
yeah,
you could say this. You could say this. Your defense is in
yeah,
trouble. Get
our
yours
own
in
defense,
trouble.
It
our
should
own
be
defense
changed
is in
now. It
trouble.
should it should be changed now. Your defense is very safe.
Yeah,
Nketiah on the attack, like it's crazy, bro.
just mentioning, just mentioning his name, seeing him wear the kit, being uninterested on the pitch, that that part, being uninterested on the pitch. This guy just scrolls around, just walks around, not pressing the man. Bro, what can you do apart from pressing and keep pressing and keep pressing and keep pressing? You don't do if you don't do that, what can you do as a striker? Because we can see you cannot finish. Bro, even if that goal was empty, you wouldn't have finished that. It's crazy. This guy, bro, I want to keep my cool. I don't want, if I speak, I'm in big, big trouble. I would be suspended for 6 months. Okay. But this guy, bro, he's finished. Just like Giuseppe said, that guy is finished. It's over. The fact that you earn 100K a week is you're stealing a living. Literally. It's crazy, bro. You earn more than a doctor, my friend, and you cannot produce in your profession. It's crazy. This guy, bro, I hope he's done in January and we use him for another transfer. Just put him in a transfer and say, hey, do you need a striker? We have one free. And if you want another one, we have another player, as in El Neni. We'll give him for free. You know, just make these kinds of deals, because I don't want to see this this guy in particular, Eddie Nketiah, wear the jersey anymore. Because imagine this. Jesus did almost the same thing. He missed a sitter, yeah. But I'm not as mad at Jesus, because Jesus brings another quality. What does Eddie Nketiah bring? Nothing.
If he doesn't score,
Absolutely
he doesn't do
nothing.
anything else. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we want him to press, and he strolls around, walking around like he's like that guy of the team. Like, I'm the man. They say, D. You know, I'm that guy. Who cares about you, bro? I'm done. I'm actually done with this guy, man. Actually done.
Nah, listen, 100%. And listen, I'm gonna start my little section off just by saying with Eddie Nketiah, yeah, listen, I agree, man. I think the guy's done at the club. I think there was a moment within, I think it was in the 89th minute or 88th minute, where he lost the ball and he didn't even run to try and get the ball back. He just put his hands up like this and then went, oh, you know what I mean? Just like little sigh that he does. Bro, respectfully, you've just come onto the pitch. You've got more energy than any one of them. Why am I seeing Odegaard running for the ball and you're not running for the ball? Why am I seeing Declan Rice, who's been on the pitch all game, running for the ball, and you're not running for the ball? Like, move your ass, bro. What the fuck are you doing? So, yeah, man, it's just little things like that. But who knows, man? Who knows what's gonna happen with this guy? I speak about him all the time. People say I got agendas. Let me just leave my points to myself. But yeah, speaking on the attack, I think Saka was good today. Martinelli was decent, trying to get past his fullback, and Jesus at times was good as well. Martinelli and Saka, I want them to be a bit more clinical, but it's not the end of the world. The way they're performing is still good. They still had good games. I want them to perform a bit better when it comes. I want them to be just a bit more clinical in front of goal. Also, when it comes to Jesus, he has to pass that ball. That is criminal for him to not pass the ball to Declan Rice. And Declan Rice is running beside him. It's criminal. If you're not going to finish your chances, which you don't do most of the time anyway, at least pass the ball to him. Like, I'm not even saying that he doesn't offer anything else, because he still offers, he still facilitates the team and is able to help on that regards and make us perform better. But you need to make sure you're putting in the right passes. Yeah. But yeah, mine's short and sweet. I think on the manager as well, I'll just say that listen, the manager, I agree with you, Giuseppe. He does look a lot more mature at the moment. So that's also good. That he's able to keep his cool on the touchline and, you know, be able to learn more things and become more of that mature manager that you have that can handle big pressure situations. But yeah, I guess that's it for this stream, guys. Thank you very much for
Sorry, I just want to say one last thing. You guys saw that that Martinelli trick. You know, the first assist he gave to Nketiah against Nottingham Forest, when he did that trick and people are saying, "Oh, it was flukish." Do you guys remember the Martinelli thing?
He done
He
the
did
same
it again.
thing.
He
Yeah,
did it again yesterday, and he
remember
did it in Brazil's. He did it in Brazil's training 2 weeks ago.
Mm.
So it's starting to look like he meant it a lot more now.
That might be a signature move, the Nelly. Hey,
The Nelly.
Hey.
the Nelly turn,
I like
bro.
that.
The Nelly turn.
I like that. The Nelly pass.
I mean, yeah. But yeah, no, listen, guys, thank you very much for joining me today on the panel. Ashraf, T, Giuseppe. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. Guys in the chat, thank you very much for joining us today. Make sure you're liking the video, make sure you're smashing that subscribe button and keeping us keeping on the channel and supporting us on the road to 1K. Thank you very much for tuning with us today, guys. The links are down in the description for Giuseppe's channel and for Ashraf's channel, so make sure you go and subscribe to them as well. T, I'm gonna put your Twitter on there, so they can get to you as well. Go follow his Twitter and subscribe to their channels as well. And guys, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, my people. Love.